Irashamase, Dilkome. I'm your chef, Bobby Hill. Oh, oh. Dang it! Nowadays, beer is fruitier, bolder, more assertive.
I've been drinking beer for 40 years, and I never wished once that it tasted more like fruit.
Well, obviously, no hesitation. It's one of those things that, like, I was telling people that Kathy Najimy would like group text everybody, you know, in the show for the past 20 years. Like, if she saw a little bit of gossip from a chat room from some random publication, she would send it to all of us and say, they want King of the Hill to come back. And I would be like, girl. And so when it finally happened, when somebody told me that they were doing it, it didn't feel real. Obviously, as actors, we're all, there's a bad word I could use for it. Like, we'll do anything. But the fact that it's this show, which is such a beloved, profound, like, institution, you could even say, and how these characters have just made their ways into people's, like, hearts and souls. And I remember my youngest daughter watching the whole series really in the most granular way during the pandemic, and becoming like a King of the Hill stan, and that all of my kids are as excited for this revival, reboot, new season as probably more than anything that I've ever done. He always was, like, really, like, a free thinker, like, outside the box, and he, you know, obviously challenged his father more than his mother. I think Peggy was always more accepting and understanding of Bobby, and just, you know, being a parent, it came easier to her than maybe it would have to Hank. And it's just now seeing all of those things about him that people would call quirky or you know, different. The fact that, you know, Bobby's now, you know, 20 or 21, and he's actually working. He's working in a service industry as a chef, and his other friends are going to university. And he's missing things that people get when they go to, like, college and go to university and get to have that social interaction with everybody. But he's actually, you know, already having to be a grown-up, which is really, really fun, and also hard, because a lot of kids, like, have to go to work. And the fact that he's working doing something that he's passionate about, specifically Japanese-German fusion in a restaurant in Dallas, Texas, it makes it all the more satisfying. I just had to go. I was trying to put it the most genteel way I could. I mean, short of, like, casting somebody who sounds like Barry White and making it, like, really a joke, or you know, doing something, you know, in a mixing board and changing his voice that way, me and Greg and Mike and Saladin all talked about what we could do to satisfy that urge to hear Bobby and not change him too much. And so it's like just a nuance, and he's still Bobby, and you're getting all that good Bobby juice, but he's just a little bit older. Well, it's funny because I always said that this is my favorite character that I've ever played. And I knew it when I was playing him, when it was happening, and all those seasons were rolling out. And I had all of my kids while I was doing King of the Hill. And whenever I see a picture of Bobby, who is a two-dimensional animated character, I think I'm looking at a picture of myself. So I'm just kind of like, oh my God, I'm on the back of that lady's calf, or, it's just like, it's very special, and you feel very protective of it. I mean, I really do, and so it's just really a gift in every direction. I do. I mean, I think that there's a lot, but it just feels like it's not living in the past. It's very much of the moment, and of the moment that we're in right now. And there's certain things that I'm really like excited for people to see, but it's just so carefully layered in that people won't know that it hits until they're in it and they're like, oh my God, I remember that. And it's just the way life happens. Life like kind of hits you and you're like, oh, I remember that. That makes sense now in my life now. Oh, it's great because Hank and Peggy were away for 15 years or something in Saudi Arabia, or Saudi Arabia, as Peggy would say. The cool part is that you get this fish out of water story with two characters that you're completely familiar with, and they're dropped back into their town and they're seeing it with new eyes. So it's not like Mork from Mork, it's still, which was awesome. It's still Hank and Peggy, and you see Bobby being the perfect encapsulation of both of his parents, but still the young man that he was always kind of barreling towards becoming. And, he's an artist, he's a creative, he's always been that way, which is a lot of Peggy. And he's also responsible and very proud and has a work ethic, just like Hank. Oh, don't be. There's nothing to fear. Jump in, the water's fine. The whole show is like a big hug, but it still has teeth, and it still has areas that challenge you. It's funny, it's sweet, and it's got all you get the good vintage feeling of all of that juice plus the new stuff that makes you just drop right in. So I feel like you could start watching from any season, but the new seasons are just as good as you would hope that they would be when you have this thing that's so precious. I think that they really delivered. No, it was all new to all of us. Yeah. We were all just it was a yes and trust exercise. Yeah. And if there was anything that I would question, the door is always open and they want to talk to you about everything. But it just, we just got really lucky because we had some OG writers and then we have some new writers, and they kind of found that sweet spot together.